A big hello to you. It's so great to see you and I hope I find you well. I'm Jenny Kirk and this is The Cupboard Monkey, and today we're going to be talking about manufacturers' clubs. Now there's been a number of these over the years. They've been very, very popular, and actually they go way, way back to the days of Meccano in the 1950s and probably even before, with the Meccano Club and such like. And these have been persisted. Hornby has one, Airfix, Scale Electrics, but also other manufacturers such as Bachmann too. And we have seen one from Dapol in the past, but they chose to end theirs. And it's interesting to see that other manufacturers have decided to not go down that route, such as Scale, and instead offer special deals through the website where you don't need to pay a membership fee to get access to them. So what we thought we would do is ask the Facebook group about what your thoughts were about manufacturers, and certainly we've got a few thoughts, haven't we?
Yes, and we're going to get into them after this message.
Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCT decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support comes from Rocar Prototype Models, where detail, accuracy and value for money go hand in hand. With their debut model of SafePack auto racks wowing model railroaders alike, now is your chance to order these in road names and configurations to accurately reproduce auto rack workings from 1974 to the present day on your model railroad. Order today from rocarmodels.com and see the full range for yourself.
So, Jenny, shall we begin?
I think that would be great. Big hello to you. Welcome back to the channel. We're up here in the loft at Weir Yard, and it's a bit of a different angle from what you were used to, and also a bit of a different view too. So I've got the Cupboard Monkey here, and actually you're really, really happy because you've had your Airfix stuff delivered. You've, unbeknownst to me, the Cupboard Monkey has actually joined the Airfix Club. I knew that she joined
Club Airfix, dude.
Yeah, Club Airfix represent. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong nerd side. Represent.
Build long and prosper.
Absolutely. So I already knew that you joined the TT Club.
Yes.
This was, I don't know if they're still doing it. It may have stopped now, but for a while you could join it for free.
Yeah, I think you still can.
So you don't get like a free wagon or anything, but you do get the catalogue, a badge and everything.
Yeah. So we're going to have a look first at what you get in this for the TT120.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, so today we're talking about clubs and what you get when you join. So the TT120 club, it's Hornby's way of putting out, I'm looking at the wrong screen, it's Hornby's way of putting out some information about TT120 and building people's interest in it. So first of all, you get your membership lanyard.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Always love a good lanyard. So there we go. And I think in many ways it's a great idea by Hornby to have this free membership for what is actually quite a new thing, certainly in the UK. And it's getting it known, and in that respect, it's definitely done the job. So
Brand recognition.
Yeah. So we've got our lanyard.
And it's really nice. It's a proper plastic membership card with gold printing on it, and you get the little badge as well. The badge is excellent. I'll put a close-up
you
photo
love
of
these
that.
sort of badges.
I love pin badges. They're very,
and it's proper metal there. It's like, it's not your cheapy stuff. That's quite nice.
Yes.
It reminds me of the Hornby Railway Collectors Association ones from back in the days of Meccano.
Yes. Very much so, and the Bachmann one, and I think Hornby have one for their main range as well, the Hornby Collector.
They do, yes, yes.
I love this kind of badge. So we also get this. This is the main thing for your reason for joining the group.
So it's basically the full catalogue, and of course, really important to know what is available, what's going to be available. Yes. And I really like, so we've got all these A4s. You can't go wrong with an A4.
There's also a Gronk in there, so that's nice.
Yeah, and we've also got Duchess of Montrose and Duchess of Athol, which is actually quite a clever choice because they're the Hornby 00 ones.
So it's, again, building the recognition and associating it with what came before.
Absolutely. So these do look to be great models, actually. I'm very much looking forward to see these when they're actually delivered.
Yes.
And that it shows, actually, that this free membership's done its job, because I'm now interested in something that if they'd have been like, oh, well, it's 30 quid to join, I'd have been, nah, I'm okay.
You wouldn't have bothered, yeah.
Yeah, but because we're now members for free, we've got all this and we're aware.
It builds association with it. What Jen's just said, we're members. We're part of the group. That's the
community. Community represent.
And it works. But the other thing is you get the magazine. Now, this doesn't necessarily come with the membership itself. This is the quarterly magazine that comes from being a member of the club. And again, it tells you what's coming up. You've got the new coming stuff.
There's more than that.
But yes, so that's the stuff that's coming up.
Yeah, so
but
obviously
the main part of it, it's a proper magazine. It's got the history of some of the locomotives.
Yeah.
It's got a guide to building a layout. It really does push this as this is the thing you go for. If you're new to modelling, TT120 is the thing to go for. That's what it's pushing. Because it tells you all about how to get started.
So like even the thing
basic tips.
Building baseboards, really important, really basic, and actually some of these really great tips. So it's everything that you need. And I think that's what Hornby's done with this, is it's pitched as being the complete system. Everything that you need. It's much smaller space, obviously, than 00, but not so small as N. So it's really interesting. I know a lot of people have poo-pooed it, but
I have to admit,
I think it's it's interesting. Let's watch and see how this develops.
I have to admit, when they first announced it, I was like, do we really need another gauge? Because it's not quite as small as N, it's not quite as big as 00, so what's it for? And then I saw what this was about. This is a newcomer set. So you've got your house, and it's probably not as big as your parents' house because modern houses are smaller, so you can't really give the space to a big layout. But now you can. This is the newcomer set for the next set of people who are coming into the hobby. That's what this is aiming at, and that's what the magazine seems to be pushing really hard. And
it's a great idea, but the Hornby, obviously, lots of different brands underneath the umbrella. You've got the Hornby, Hornby 00, Skay Electrics is another one, but, of course, really familiar brand, Airfix, and all of these have their own clubs. And unbeknownst to me, you've actually joined the Airfix club.
I got bitten by the bug. When Jen was doing the Hornby announcements, I asked her about Airfix, and she said there were announcements, but she wouldn't tell me what they were.
I didn't know.
So I joined the club.
So I didn't know what was going on with Skay Electrics.
Literally just arrived today.
Oh, well, this is nice. So stitch the outer.
And this is what you get for your £30. This is the membership fee. This is the one that you pay for. The other one was free. This one has a nice box.
Oh, so they have a free membership, but you don't get the goodies.
The TT120 club is free.
Right.
This is the one you pay for. This is the main thing. As you can tell, I have not prepared this because all I did was open the box so we could get it out on camera.
So whilst you're doing that, essentially Airfix obviously goes way, way back, and it's been under the Hornby umbrella of different companies for quite some time. Great range of self-assembled plastic model kits.
I used to love making them as a kid.
And I think everybody goes through that rite of passage. For me, I used to love the warships, and I built my own little fleet. I love painting like Dazzle camouflage and World War II Arctic camouflage onto like HMS Belfast and HMS Nelson, and they don't always have the same set of kits in stock at any one time, so kits go in and out of production, but the club is a great way of finding out what's available, and again learning different things like painting techniques. And so you've actually got
oh my goodness,
it's limited edition.
Yes. So this is the Airfix Club, and the first thing that presents itself when you open this box is the club model.
So you can only get this if you join the club.
Apparently so, it's Airfix Club.
And actually, it does say on the side, Airfix Club.
Yeah.
So this is 172. So actually,
This
we
is
could
00 gauge, isn't it?
as close enough. So it's actually the same scale as was it a Hurricane or a Spitfire that you did for Weir
we
Yard?
did the Spitfire. I have got the Hurricane to do. It's in
I
the...
want the Bristol Bulldog as well.
We'll do that.
But this is
a Gloucester Meteor FR9. Now, this is not one that I've seen in their range pretty much ever.
I think this
might be from the time when I wasn't doing it. I stopped building kits around the time I was about 14, 15 because I really got into computers.
Well, it has to be said. I mean, the Gloucester Meteor, from dredging my my memory, we're talking like late 50s, probably ran through to the 70s, maybe into the 1980s, I would guess.
So it would be modern for the era that you do for
so it's an
Yard.
early jet fighter. And it's amazing, actually, how aviation moved so quickly after the Second World War. You know, going from piston-engined Spitfires, BF-109s, Chancefort Corsairs, and suddenly we're in the jet age.
Yeah.
And this actually, there's quite a lot to this. It's skill level 2. And I'm looking forward to you doing a build on this.
I'm looking forward to it as well. I didn't even know I wanted this until it arrived.
And the thing about Airfix is it's actually a very extensive range when you go back over the years.
Yeah.
And they do put some of these older models in and out of production. So like the Moonlander set, you've got a set of the astronauts.
In their modern range, if you look on the website now, the Flying Fortress that I built as a kid is back as a legacy kit.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things like the Catalina flying boat. I remember building that as a kid, and these short Sterling. And these come in and out of the kit, so they're not always available.
Yeah.
There's some great range of stuff, and that makes every year quite interesting to see what's coming back into production. So you've got...
I've just realised what this is. The Flying Hours passport for the Airfix Club.
So what does that do?
Well, on the back of kits, there's an Airfix points thing. They go in here.
And what does it get you? Do you get like
affix the required amount of Airfix tokens here and list preferred Airfix kits over leaf. This is a token scheme exclusive for Airfix Club members. Claim your free kit or kits. Please send the correct number of hours stuck onto your passport.
So basically, it's
cool.
It's like you get points for every kit you get.
Yeah.
And you can redeem them for free kits. Is it free kits?
Well, it requires you to pay postage.
Oh well, yeah. But that's really interesting.
It's a nice loyalty scheme, essentially. I like that idea.
Yeah, that's great. So
what else we got? Well, there's the Airfix Club badge. Again, I'll put a close up on it.
So that's actually quite a lot bigger than we've got the TQ.
It's the same height, it's just wider.
Yeah. So
I'll put them together in the photos, and there you go.
Yeah, that's nice.
A little keyring, essentially, where it says remove before assembly. That is cool. I like that.
Airfix modeller's joke there.
Yes.
So that's really great, because that's like multi-pass when you go to shows and stuff. Because a lot of the...
stick it on the lanyard, actually.
And have you got a lanyard? Right, so sorry about the noise coming through the microphone as she went and rubbed that against it. Okay.
There you go. Remove before assembly.
So that's great.
A couple of stickers. So that is actually quite nice.
I love the way that I mean, it's a very iconic logo, the Airfix. It's been around.
Should stick one of those in here on the end of... Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we could do that. And what else?
Nice poster for your build room. Keep calm and build Airfix. I like that.
I really like the vibe that they've got going on. It's very much a fun community feel.
Yes, and then your welcome letter, which I would have put at the top of the box, but I understand why it's at the bottom because it doesn't bend. Your welcome letter. So that is actually really cool. Yeah, so your membership entitles you to an immediate 10% discount off all Airfix kits via the website, exclusive products and news, 3 club magazines a year, annual wall calendar, competitions, and member-only experiences.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I'm actually really, really happy with what's in here. I mean, the kit alone is worth the membership.
Yeah, I mean, the kit, what would you pay for something like that? They would be
on this size, you're looking at £20 to £30 for something that big and that detailed. So, on its own, it's worth the membership.
Absolutely. So I'm quite pleased with that. And it's actually making me wonder about joining the Scale Electrics Club. I wonder what you get with that.
Oh my goodness.
So
well, if you want to team up with my dad, the Scale Electrics fiend, then go for it.
But no, I really enjoyed actually looking through that. So well done, Cupboard Monkey. Something that you bought on the sly without running it past me.
I did not buy it on the sly. You were not in the room when I paid for it. That's all it was. By the way, Jenny, how much did you spend at the last model railway show you went to? Without telling me.
And on that note... Well, you've heard what we think in the matter. So let's go on over to the Facebook group and see what you guys think on this topic. And first up is Iron Horse Railways, who says, I've never been a member of any clubs, but to be blunt, it's just not something that's ever crossed my path as being an essential part of the hobby. Benefits? Not really. For me at least, offsetting the costs. But that said, if a Curascale or KR Models did something like that, then I think I'd be more inclined to join up. And that's an interesting post. And essentially what I think it is that for different modelers, different clubs maybe offer the benefits that they want, but not all of them. And it's an interesting point that certainly through the ages, I've been members of various clubs at different points, but not necessarily all at the same time. And I tend to wait until there's something that sways the balance for me. With the Dapol Collectors Club, it was buying the London and South Western Railway B4 as number 91 in that really attractive pea green. With the Bachmann Collectors Club, there's certain items when they come up, that's what prompts me rejoining.
Which actually mirrors the top comment that I've got here from Adrian Pullen, who has essentially just distilled down what a lot of the comments were. It depends on the locomotive for me, not what the club offers. That I've seen a lot. People are happy to join a club if the benefit, as in the offer that they've got for that club, is something that goes straight to what you're modelling. So let's say your Steam era and they're offering a brand new reproduction of some modern locomotive. It's not going to be something that you want, so the club doesn't have the benefits that you would want from a membership.
It is interesting to note that Bachmann have just recently had a consultation over precisely this, actually, because since the club started, they've always offered what is effectively an interwar Steam era wagon as the club wagon. And of course, for modern image modelers, it just isn't appropriate.
Yeah.
In fact, even BR era modelers, it's not really appropriate. Looks pretty, but not a lot of use to most modelers. And they've actually had a consultation over whether they should introduce more modern wagons as the club wagon. And I think that they're starting to realise that actually it's not the killer app, the USP, that maybe it once was. And people kind of do want something more relevant to their own personal modelling.
Yes, and that's the thing. Why would you join a club that is offering something that you will not use? It's just something that you're going to put on a shelf and never use. That to me seems like a waste. So the way I would look at it, part of a consultation, is how about you have an option of early or modern? What gauge?
Bachmann did introduce some options quite a while ago. You could choose between 00 and N gauge, and then they introduced 009 as an option. And I actually joined as an 009 member, but it doesn't preclude you from buying specials in the other gauges. It just dictates what your welcome pack contains.
And that seems like a really good way of doing it.
Oh, definitely, yeah, because the 009 wagon was actually something I wanted.
Yes. So and it addresses what Adrian and a few others were saying.
Excellent.
If it's not the item for me, I don't see why I would join.
So do we have any other comments?
Yes, let's have a look. The next one that comes up is from Craig Durham, and he says, I was a member of Hornby's for a couple of years. That was back when the membership gave you a half-decent 04 They stopped that, and I don't really order direct from them to make the discount cost-effective. That is another thing that came up a lot. If your club's primary benefit is discounts, it's only going to benefit people who are going to be buying a fair amount.
And it does feel almost like a way of encouraging people to order direct from the manufacturer at the expense of model shops. And I know certainly I've been a member of the Hornby Collectors Club in the past. And whilst the small little 040 railroad type locomotive wasn't actually for me, it was something that I gave away as a present to a nephew. And so it did get a lot of use. And it also opened the door. They did some quite cheap locomotive commissions, and certainly a Terrier locomotive for £35, yes please, and I did take them up on that offer at the time. And more recently, it does have to be added that they did do a Princess Coronation class at what by today's standards is a very, very good price, but you could only get it if you were a member of the club.
That is a fair point. So, given that these are basically the distilled opinions of a lot of people, I've picked out the highlighted ones. And given my experience, which was I was very happy with what was in that Airfix Club box.
Oh,
but
yes, you were.
That's the first time that I've joined the Airfix Club. I have to wonder, will I have the same experience next year or the year after or the year after that, when essentially the only new thing that's coming from continued membership is the limited edition club kit.
And it's an interesting point that with my own membership of the Bachmann Collectors Club, that is very much oscillated around club models being offered that for me were the killer app that I really needed. And going way, way back, the weathered Class 08 shunter that they did in the early days for me was an immediate need to sign up. The Intercity liveried Ethel 3 was another. The Stevenson Clark Pannier was yet another that I felt I had to sign up to get that there and then. And through the years, that really has been what swayed me to join, rather than any of the other benefits such as magazines that all these clubs offer, or even open days. Quite often I find the open days aren't anywhere that's convenient for me. I don't want to be travelling the length and breadth of the country. So unless they offer multiple open days at different places up and down the UK to cater for the members, and even then it doesn't really cover the overseas members, then I don't feel that that is a USP that I would take up club membership for.
That's fair enough. So I think we've covered the gamut. There are going to be benefits, but they may not always apply to you. But for those of you that it does apply to, I think it's a really good choice.
Absolutely. I'd just like to say a huge thank you to you guys for all the comments that you put on the Facebook group, and also it got shared a few times, so there's a number of parallel conversations out there too. We've distilled down all of the different comments, and there was a lot of people saying much the same thing, which actually paralleled with us, which was quite gratifying, so we were on the money for once.
Sometimes it happens.
Absolutely, and we'd love to hear from you in the comments section to this video. What do you think on the subject of the manufacturers' collectors clubs? Are they a good thing? Are they a bad thing? Indeed, are you a member of any? And what was it for you that was the USP that made you join for that particular year? We'd love to hear from you. And also don't forget to tickle that like button, share this video, and also subscribe if you haven't already done so to be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. You can also head on over to Patreon to help support the channel to keep making the videos that you want to see, with multiple tiers of rewards to suit every pocket. And the merch shop, there we go. See, we're on message. You too can also find our full merch shop down below underneath this video. And we've also got the Monday Club exclusive Pal Brick wagon in the William Loudon Sons livery is still available to order from the link below, with confidence through Rails of Sheffield. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. Today's video is sponsored by Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders designed to be fully compatible with every manufacturer's locomotive. Visit train-o-matic.com to browse the full range and see what they've got suitable for you. Additional support comes from Rocar Prototype Models, where detail, accuracy and value for money go hand in hand. With their debut model of SafePack auto racks wowing model railroaders alike, now is your chance to order these in road names and configurations to accurately reproduce auto rack workings from 1974 to the present day on your model railroad. Order today from rocarmodels.com and see the full range for yourself. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Offshore Allen, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Sparky107107, George Botterini, Chris Moss, Robert Steers, Sam Yates, Dale Williams, John N. from NC, NYMRish, Jonathan Foster, Peter, Clifford Ison, Larry W. Grant, NI Railways 4000 class, Ian Coulson, Alan Dickerson, Eddie Papere, Karen Nichol, Medwin Williams, Crossways Point Junction, 3B Rail, Jennifer Horton, and James Beckett. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.